Hello, this is my first tutorial video on YouTube. I hope you like this video and follow me for more. And yeah, this is going to get somehow because this is my first tutorial video. I actually make some mark, but I'm going to start again to like tell you guys what the marks are. So for this for the length of this Agbada jacket, the length I took for this Agbada jacket is I used a 41 inches, and then for the sleeve length, because it's all in one size, I use a sleeve length, and then it is supposed to be from 20 inches to 22 inches. But and do not forget, I bought 2.5 yards of fabric for my customer. So yes, it's 20 to 22 inches. And for me, I used 19 inches because she's really, she's like size 6. So I don't want it to be too free on her. But I advise you to use 20 to 22 inches. So, but mine is 19 inches. So for this one, I took out the half inch that I'm going to be using for the shoulder seam, and then for the hemming line, I'm using 1 inch. That's what made it 21 inches. So for the neck part, I'm going to be coming in by 3.5 inches. And from this half inch, please do not forget, from this half inch, I'm going to be going down by 2 inches. You can see I already slanted it to the 3.5 inches. So for this part, I'm going to be using 18 inches. Please remember we marked out half inch for the shoulder seam. So I'm going to take it from this half inch and mark out 18 inches. It depends on what you want, but if you look at the picture, it is quite very opened. And then for the lower part, I'm going to be taking in 6 inches because we're going to be using a half inch, 1 inch for the hemming allowance, and then 5 inch for the opening because we are not going to be sewing this together. And please do not forget we have um two fabric, that's four layers of fabric. Two is folded, that's why I'm saying 20 to 22. For the back neck, we're going to come down by 1 inch, and we're going to curve it in to our 3.5 inches. We're going to curve it to our 3.5 inches. And so for the front neck, because we're going to be cutting the front neck, if you know how to cut pattern, if you know how to cut fabric, you understand what I'm trying to say. We have to cut the front on the back because you will see it along the line. I'm sorry, please, I forgot to tell you about what that line is. This line is going to be the Agbada attachments, which we are going to be taking. So it is 16 inches. Please do not forget, it is 16 inches. And then for the front neck, we're going to be going in by our armhole. So our armhole is 8 inches. I'm going to be using 8 inches. You can calculate your armhole plus half of an inch. And for this, I'm going to go in by 3/4 of 1 inch. I'm going to go in by 3/4 of 1 inch, and then I'm going to mark out our waist. Our waist is 17 inches here. And then this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to take my ruler from this 3.3.5 inch. I'm going to take it this way. I'm going to make it slanted this way. And then I'm going to take it to the waist that I lined up. So that's for the neck part. That's for the neck part. I'm sorry if you cannot actually see this chalk. I can't find my blue chalk for this yellow dress. I'm going to be cutting out the front. So guys, for the side attachments, we're going to be needing 16 inches. You remember the 16 inches we took at the sides? So we're going to be needing 16 inches. We're going to be needing two of it for the side attachments, and I'm going to be showing you how to sew the side attachments. And the reason why we're taking in 5 inches is because we're going to be sewing in, our sewing allowance is 1 inch on both sides. Our sewing allowance is 1 inch on both sides, 16 inches, and then we need sewing allowance. I'm sorry, we need sewing and allowance at the upper part and on the bottom part, so we have a seamless sewing. So 18 inches and then 18 inches here. I'm so sorry you can't see with the white chalk, but please just listen to what I'm saying, and then you'll be able to follow through. So this is 18 inches, and we're going to be cutting 5 inches. 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 And so now I'm going to show you how to sew this on your fabric. But first of all, before we do that, we are going to be sewing in our allowance half 1 inch on either side of the attachment. So I'm back from the machine, I'm back from sewing. So I had to like sew the shoulder part and then top stitch because it's a net fabric. I wouldn't want to overlock. But if it's a normal fabric you're using, you have to overlock it so you have a neat finishing. And then I'm done stitching the 1 inch on the upper part and the lower part on these two attachments for the Agbada jacket. And so now we're going to pin this wrong face facing the wrong face on the notched, the place we notched. We're going to be pinning this on it. I'm going to be pinning this. Please do not forget the wrong face facing the wrong face, and yeah. So I'm going to do it for the other notched area. So I'm going to pin this also. I'm going to do this also. Can you see what I'm doing? Can you see what I'm doing? So now I'm going to be sewing each side. I'm going to be sewing each side by 1 inch, and then this other side, I'm going to be sewing this other side by 1 inch also. When I'm done, I'm going to come right back and tell you the next step. I'm going to fix this at the other part same way. So I'm done with the sewing of the side, and our battered jacket is already coming up. You can see. And now the next step is, let me show you the other side. Now the next step is to stitch up this part of the sleeve down by 1 inch. We're going to bend it this way. You can see we're going to bend it, and then we're going to use 1 inch to sew this part, and then we're going to do the same for the hemline. 1 inch for all these parts. And please do not forget, we are sewing from this, we're sewing from this part round, round, round to the other hemline, and then we're going to be sewing our hemline by 1 inch. So I'm back from the sewing machine. I've stitched up the hem, and I've stitched up the down, the hem at the down part, and then at the side you can see the Agbada jacket is coming out so well. So for our next step now, we're going to be making the front, sorry, we're going to be making the front, the neck part, and we're going to be needing 5 inches, and then I'm going to be marking out the center of this. I'm going to be marking at the center of this at the back, so I can know the length of which I'm going to be using for the front extension of a jacket. So now this is the center part of our back. Going to be, I'm going to take the measurement like this, and it is 4.5 inches. Can you see it is 4.5 inches for the back, and then for the front, I'm going to start taking the measurements. So sorry, going to start taking the front measurements to the down part. So I'm going to take the measurement from the down part. Sorry. So from the middle of this back part, we're going to start taking its own measurement for the back. And so we're going to be taking it this way. Okay. And it's giving me 4.5 inches. 4.5 inches. And then for the front measurement, I'm going to be taking it from here. So this is 4.5. 4.5 plus 4 point 40.5 plus 4.5 is going to be giving us 45 inches. And so we're going to be cutting out 5 inches width, and for the length we're going to be cutting out 45 inches, then plus half inch for the joining allowance at the neck part, and then half inch for the joining allowance for the um um down part. So we're going to be cutting 46 inches for the length, and then for the width we're going to be cutting 5 inches. So we have 5 inches and 5 inches of width and 46 inches of length, and we need two of this. You can see it is folded, so I'm going to cut it through. We need two of this for, we need two of this. So now what we're going to do is we are going to be stitching this together half inch. We're going to be stitching this together half inch, and then when we come here, we're going to be stitching this half inch, and also we're going to be stitching this half inch, and I'll be back. So guys, I'm back from sewing. If you're using a normal fabric, you will have to overlock for you to have a neat finishing. So I'm gonna ahead to iron it. Please do not forget I asked you to sew half inch at the bottom of the I've gone in to sew a half inch. So now we're going to be taping it to our jacket. So we're going to be starting from the center. So this is the center. I'm going to be sewing it from here. I hope you can see what I'm doing. So we're going to be sewing it from here. So I'm going to be pinning it. So I'm going to sew it half inch. I'm going to sew it half inch to the hemline, and also for this part also I'm going to sew it half inch to the bottom line. And then okay, when I'm done with it, I will have to bring it for us to see the next step. Ta-da! So I'm done with sewing this, and I top stitched mine. Please do not forget, because this is net fabric, that is why I top stitch mine. If you're using other fabric, you can you overlock it, and then maybe if you want to top stitch, you can also top stitch. You can see the nice neat finishing this outfit has. You can see. So now we are going to the next agenda of the day. We have to finish up the style, and now I have to thread in my I have to thread in my thread into a hard needle for which for us to be able to finish up this style that we want to do. Okay, so for this style we're going to be needing our needle and thread, and then we're going to start measure up 1 inch at the center of this. I hope you can see at the center of this, you measure 1 inch up to give you that effect that you need. So you can take it 3 or 4. You can do 3 or 4 lines, but I'm going to try out these 4 lines first so we can see the outcome. So this is how you are going to do it. So you take it this way and you go this way. You take it from the down part and then you go this way, and then you go this way. I'm trying to put it in the 4 lines that I created. So we're going to go this way. We're going to make it very, very tight. But I think we should give it one more. I think we should do one more. I think we should do one more to this 4. We do one more. So the style is going to come out very, very, very well. You can see what I did. So you come this way. So don't forget we did 5. If you want to do yours 4, it is fine. But I really want this to come out very, very, very well. You can see. You can see the effect it has. Then we have to like tack it very well. Can you see the effect it's having? I hope you can see. So I'm going to tighten it here. I'm going to double knot it, so it's going to be very, very tight and it won't lose, because when this stuff loose, the tie has gone out. So this is it. So I'm going to do the second side the same way I did this, and from there we're going to take off for the last step that we're going to make this Agbada kimono. Now the next one we're going to do is the rope that we're going to put here. It's not actually a rope, because we are going to be sewing this part. I'm going to divide it into two. So I did let me see, I did altogether I did 13.5 inches and in 2 inches. So I'm going to cut it into two, because we're going to put it on both sides. I'm going to put it on both sides. So now we're going to be sewing the wrong side. We're going to be sewing the wrong side by half on this two. And then when we come back, because this is going to go this way, this is going to go this way, and that is what we are trying to achieve. So I'll be back when I sew this. Now I've gone ahead to sew it and turn it, and I've ironed it. So for the next step, we're going to fold in. We're going to fold in this by half an inch, and the other side half an inch, and then we're going to go through the back, and we're going to fix this way. Can you see how it is? We're going to fix it this way, and then we're going to pin. So now what we're going to do is we're going to sew this place. We're going to sew it. So now let's do this other one for this. Let's do this other one for this. So remember, we're going to fold in half an inch, and this one too, we're going to fold in half an inch, and we're going to put it inside. I'm going to put this one inside. We're going to put this one inside, and then we're going to put this one on top of it. Can you see? We're going to put it at the center. I'm going to put it at the center of it. I'm not sure this one is going to the center. So we're going to put it at the center. We're going to put it at the center of this. And then we're going to pin, and we're going to go ahead and sew. We're going to sew it, and tada, we're done. Let me sew it and then bring it to show you the final results. And so, tada guys, I'm done. I'm done. And now I'm going to wear it on the mannequin for you to see the final results. Um, Thank you for staying with me. Thank you for staying tuned on this YouTube video, and I hope you put to subscribe to my channel, and more tutorials are going to be coming up, and I'm sure I'm going to get better at recording my angle. Let's wait to see the final result of this jacket.